Hello, I'm Kimberly and welcome to the weekend edition of the Nave News Update. It's Friday, June 19th. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. A new documentary called An Unlikely Solution by Earthstream Media that explores the unique intersection of Native American economic development through online installment lending in an underserved consumer nationwide premiered in Washington, D.C. This film tells a complicated story of tribal sovereignty, self-determination, and internet e-commerce, and how all of that interconnects with millions of Americans who are cut off or underserved by today's financial services system. According to Gary Davis, President and CEO of the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development, the rise of e-commerce could be the answer to providing long-term economic sustainability to tribes and their members who have long faced economic challenges. The documentary also tells the story of the customers who are seeking out these tribally owned businesses to help them address urgent financial needs. For more information, you can check out anunlikelysolution.com. As California battles its worst drought in 1,000 years, and after massive wildfires swept across the state for 2 consecutive summers, a number of tribal members, scientists, and U.S. Forest Service officials are working to revive traditional Native American land management practices that some believe could help contain the blazes and lessen effects of the drought. Native Americans in California had long tended the land in ways that preserved watersheds to ease droughts and create barriers to out-of-control fires. Native Americans in Northern California traditionally used a different approach to controlling burning, carrying it out every year in the late fall and early winter while the ground was damp and cold, instead of in the summer like the Forest Service has done. One Native American technique to combat drought and wildfires focuses on restoring meadows, which achieves dual purposes, keeping more water in the ground by thinning the forest canopy, and thus also creating clear, wetter areas that act as buffers to larger fires. The first 5 of 20 eco-friendly modular homes arrived on the Fort Peck Reservation. Founded by actor Brad Pitt, the Make It Right Foundation and the Fort Peck tribes are hoping to have the first 5 families move into their new homes by August 1st. And there's plans to have the entire housing project filled by December 1st. The homes, built in Washington State, are being laid down in Sustainable Village project on the old popular airport site. They are built from state-of-the-art recycled materials and are LEED Platinum standard. The foundation and the tribes have been working on the project for more than 2 years, and the homes are 75% more energy efficient than a regular home. The HoChunk Gaming in Madison will become the first casino in the state of Wisconsin to offer a 100% smoke-free gaming facility effective August 1st. This decision is based on data collected from a smoking survey conducted with guests which began last November. The Wisconsin State Smoke-Free Air Law went into effect in July of 2010 and requires restaurants, bars, and entertainment venues to be smoke-free. HoChunk will offer a separate smoking area for smokers apart from the current facility so that the smoke will not permeate into the building, in addition to allowing the use of electronic cigarettes. Students from the Tulalip Tribe's construction program are using their new skills to help the homeless population in Seattle, Washington. The students built 2 small homes which measure about 8 feet by 12 feet for the Low Income Housing Institute. They will be used to help people who are currently living in the Nicholsville homeless encampment. Sharon Lee, executive director of the Low Income Housing Institute, said the group paid for the wood and materials, about $1,800 total, and that they hope eventually 15 homes will go on a church-owned property. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Nave News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.